Hi, my name is Yvette from ShortPoint. Welcome to the ShortPoint product lesson on Wireframe Builder. When you get started, you will find that ShortPoint has two editing interfaces, Wireframe Builder and Visual Builder. In this video, you will get a basic overview of the features you can use to design a SharePoint intranet page with Wireframe Builder. The Wireframe Builder is the first editing interface you will encounter once you add a ShortPoint web part. By default, a group of ShortPoint design elements will already be inserted into your page. A section identified by its blue color and a row that is purple. Each row has one column within it. These are the building blocks of a ShortPoint page. You will also find info and text design elements. These are just two of the over 60 design elements you can use to present content. We add them here to highlight where you can begin your journey in building with ShortPoint. Each design element on the page has a set of action buttons that help you modify your page design. For example, you can see that a section has an ellipses, gear, and layout button. This is the same with the row. Only the section and row have a layout button. This allows you to select from a range of layout options that you can apply to your page. When you press the gear button, a settings window will appear. This is where you can customize different properties of the design element and its content. A delete button is also available when you want to remove a design element on the page. We can go ahead and delete the info and text design elements so that we can begin with an empty section and row. Notice that the delete button is grayed out for our default section and row. This is because a ShortPoint web part must have at least one section and row on the page. The ellipses button contains other actions you can do, such as previewing the design element. These quick actions are also available through the context menu. Right-click on any part of the design element and the options will open. If you plan to have more sections and rows on the page, you can press the Add Section or Add Row buttons. And when you already have several sections or rows, you can choose to collapse their contents by clicking this button. Let us now add a new design element to the page. This black Insert button appears where a design element can be added. When you click it, the Page Builder window opens showing the many options you have to display content. In this column, I will be adding a panel. Once you choose a design element, a settings window will appear where you can customize it. Click Preview to check out how the design element will look like. Finally, press Insert to complete the step. Within that panel, I will be inserting a text design element where I will add some text. You can continue building your page by choosing the design element that complements your content and adding them one at a time. Another option is to copy a whole page, section, and design element template from our demos library. We have a separate product lesson dedicated to showing you how to copy and paste from our awesome collection of templates. On the bottom of Wireframe Builder, you will find a floating menu. This is the page settings bar where you will find icons and buttons that provide easy access to essential features you will be using regularly. You can check how the page will look like when published by pressing the preview icon on the page settings bar. And quickly go back to editing the page by pressing it again. When you are done with your design, you can also find the Save button on the page settings bar. This will save all changes you made on the ShortPoint web part. And if, for any reason, you do not want to keep the changes you made to the ShortPoint web part, you can click the Discard button and it will go back to the initial version you started with when you began editing. Here, we began with a blank slate and so it went back to the default contents of a ShortPoint web part. You can now use Wireframe Builder to create meaningful and engaging SharePoint pages. If you need more in-depth information about Wireframe Builder and other product features, please feel free to check out our knowledge base or submit a support request at support.shortpoint.com. Thank you!